Assalamu alaikum everyone, my name is Rafea Mohsin and welcome to another exciting episode of Ghabrana Nahi EVENEMENT Conversations powered by EVENEMENT Corporate Event Management. आज के जो हमारे मेहमान हैं, they are an absolute power couple and उनका ताल्लुक एक ऐसी field और एक ऐसी sport से है that is not very commonly heard of. We are personally very, very excited to have them on board and tell us about their experiences and how well they have developed this particular sport within Pakistan. So without further delay, I'd like to call on Tushna and Ronnie Patel. Assalamu alaikum. Hi Tushna. Hi Ronnie. Welcome to the show.
Thank you.
कैसे हैं आप लोग? My God, what a lovely setup! Look at all those trophies.
These are Tushna's, not mine.
Okay, we've clarified that at the very start. कि ज़्यादातर Tushna की हैं, मेरा कोई सा.
I don't like showing my trophies.
So you have them hidden somewhere. Okay, guys. So
lying, God knows where. कोई store में पड़ी है.
Okay, great. So we're going to start off by you guys telling us more about how, Ronnie, I believe कि आप ज़्यादा पहले से you've been a part of rally race car driving, and then Tushna came in after you. So we'd really like to know how all of this developed, how and where it originated. Tell us about your experience personally as a rally race car driver. Let's start off with that.
I think I started very early. I started in 79. There was a road rally that I participated in, and I had a good result. So then I got the bug on me, and we then continued. I then made sure I participated every possible rally from then till now. And then so on and so forth, things started getting bigger and more organized and serious. And we started progressing in the rally field. Cars started getting powerful, cars started getting prepared very well. And obviously the sport grew up where it is right now. I mean, it's at a world-class level. I can comfortably say that.
And so was it something that you have always been passionate about? Did you always like cars and the concept of racing, or did it, when you saw it, when you, you just grew on to you?
I went to the best racing school in the world.
Okay.
And that racing school is our Bandar Road in Pakistan. We have at that time when we used to race on the streets. And at that time, the stakes were so high that if anything happened to anybody, we would have a very serious result, like people. And there was no, it's not like Dodging cars where if you have an accident, you can reverse and start again. If you drive on the road, if you hit somebody, consequences were serious. And we started, getting a very severe sense of confidence that we are good drivers. And that's what got us here so far.
Wonderful. And must be such a thrilling experience to go through this. It's absolutely wonderful.
To be honest, thrilling, yes. But with that experience, we've got a whole lot more attached to it. We have a racing family all over Pakistan, connected, all our brothers, family members, dear friends. I was telling one of my dear friends that day that, we spent the last 15 years together day and night, and what got us together was motorsports. And it's not only, it's become
I think, Ronnie, your voice is breaking up a little, so we lost that. Okay, while they reconnect, guys, as I said, पहले show में कि इस तरह तो होता रहता है. Let's have Ronnie and Tushna reconnect, and you guys are back. Can you hear me? Okay. Yeah, I think internet connection might be a little weak at your end, but it is slowly getting.
Is it my end? Is it the connection in my end so I can have it checked?
Yes, I believe it is at your end.
Okay.
We can hear you now, so please continue. Sorry about that. होता रहता है. No worries.
Okay. So, as I was saying that we become a family. You know, our families are now connected with each other. We are nights together. We vacation together. We eat together. We meet 3 to 4 times a week. What more can one want? You know, you have good friends. You have a good life. What more can one want?
Exactly. Absolutely. So, Tushna, moving on to you, you are the first female driver to be in this kind of a sport. So, tell us about your experience. How did you suddenly gain interest and then carry forward? Were there any challenges that you faced being a part of this, or was everybody super supportive, including Ronnie, to have you a part of this as well?
The first time I went to the desert was in 2005. I had no concept of what rally racing was all about, what I was going to face and stuff like that. Just packed up and left, and I left with my 2.5-year-old son. He was with us as well. So we went to the Cholistan desert, and that was my first experience with the desert and racing, and got to know a lot of good people. Just got into the flow of the whole situation. And then just ever since I've been going racing. And then in 2013, we introduced a category called the stock category, in which anybody could enter with a vehicle that they had at home with very less preparation to be done and participate in the rallies. So that's when I started in 2013. And then 2014 or 15, we introduced the ladies category. And since then, I've been racing in the ladies category. So I started with the stock in 2013, and till 2020 February, after that I was racing the category.
So since that time, when you introduced this female category within this, have you seen more and more women have become aware and they've participated in this?
Yes, initially I was alone. Initially, when I was racing, I was doing it by myself, but I didn't stop. I continued to do it because I was loving what I was doing. I wasn't doing it there. Okay. Are we connected again?
Sorry, I think I'll have my phone Wi-Fi getting connected to this.
Okay,
so
that's perfectly fine.
So that's how it all happened. And now this time Cholistan, after 7 years, we had 4 ladies in the category. So I think just having a woman come out of her home, come in the desert and race with us, I think it's a big achievement for me. In Pakistan, something very positive, and that's the message that I personally wanted to bring across to the whole world. That what women in Pakistan are doing. We're not into chadar and char Diwali. We outside and we are racing the men. We're giving them competition and we're posting equally good times. So if given a chance, we will definitely improve. And I'm sure there are a lot of other women in our country, if given an opportunity, they can really prove themselves.
Absolutely. And definitely giving all the males in this field a run for their money, as I see from your impeccable display of your trophies. So I'm going to ask you one question, Tushna. Which one of these, like a million out there, I can't really see, but which one of these is your favorite one, and why?
Okay, there are two of them which are my favorite trophies, and both of them are from the Cholistan rally, 2019 and 2020. This is the 2020, and that was around 2019. These two rallies, the female category there was a lot of focus on the female category because there was a lot of good competition in that category, and enjoyed the victory. God was very kind. He was on my side and he helped me win both these races. So I think that both these rallies are very close to my heart, if I may say.
And Cholistan is supposed to be the toughest rally in Pakistan.
Really?
Cholistan and Jal Maksi are supposed to be the toughest rallies in a change.
Okay.
And how they are toughest depends on the kind of track that you guys have or the kind of area that you have to cover. How does that work?
Yes, Cholistan is supposed to be the biggest rally. Reason being that it's called the Cholistan 500 since the past 3 years now, because the track is 500 kilometers, but only for the prepared category. The female category do half. The number of entries in Cholistan way past 100 vehicles every year. And the crowd that is there is like over 2 lakh spectators there to view our racing. So I feel that's one. But for me personally, my favorite track is Jal Maksi, hands down. There is no doubt about it. I think if you haven't been to Jal, you've missed out on a lot of good terrain because there's sand. There's mountains, there's a riverbed, there's stones, there's nadi, and I think Jal doesn't let you even think for 1 second. You just have to. It's man and machine. Both have to be there, 100%.
Absolutely. And we have a lot of questions coming up from our viewers as well. I think one comment from Amir Zia was that what are the 2 vehicles? If we could have that question back, it was around what are the 2 vehicles that you that are your most favorite in carrying in the rally races that you participate in? Yeah.
At the moment, the top vehicles that are winning and they're dominating the rally circle, and I race in a Tacoma as well. But I would definitely want Ronnie to answer that since he has more experience, so he can tell us which is his favorite vehicle to race in.
I also prefer a Toyota Tacoma now. I used to be I've raced in many cars all my life, but I think I'm going to end up at a Tacoma, which I've ended up. My car's being built in Dubai, and it should be here shortly, inshallah, very soon. And I'm going to I mean, it's Tacoma in name. Apart from that, they've blown it all apart. And all it has is a monogram, which is a Tacoma. But apart from that, to race it, I'm going to, inshallah, I'll see. We worked very hard on it for the last 1 year.
Okay, great. So guys, as I ask you questions and we take this conversation forward, there are a couple of pictures that I'd like to show in the background so that we can create an even more a nice visual experience for our viewers, and they can actually have a look at you guys actually on site. So we will continue the conversations, and the pictures are just going to be popping up. So Tushna, I can see that one of your trophies has a little piece of ajrak cloth attached to it that the rest don't have. So is that a special one?
Yes, that's my 2019 Cholistan rally trophy. And on the day after the prize distribution, there's this 80-year-old man who came to our camp with help. Two other people were helping him walk towards my camp. And once he reached me, he took out this ajrak. It's called the Cholistani ajrak, and he took it out and he just put it around my neck. So he said, and he told me that I was a matter of pride for the Cholistan people, and he was very happy that I had won the race the days before, and this was like kind of a gift that he gave me. So I think the best way I could have preserved it was just wrap it around that trophy of mine and keep his memory alive through that.
Absolutely, that's so wonderful. And I remember, just to get our viewers on board with this, Tushna, when we spoke before, you did tell us that this is not only a passion that you guys pursue as individuals, it is something that is helping in developing these areas. And, there's a whole new life out there. So would you like to tell us more about that?
Definitely, definitely. I feel what motorsports has given back to Pakistan is a very positive tourism opportunity. Plus, we as racers go to all these parts of the country, like we go to Thal, we go to Cholistan, we go to Chalmaksi, we go to Gwadar, we go to Bolan. So when we go to all these places, we do impact the common man that lives over there. And the Cholistan that I visited in 2005 and the Cholistan that I visited in 2020 was worlds apart, because when in 2005 we even had to carry a bottle of water with us and we had to carry our fuel with us, but in 2020 there was a gas station with high octane and diesel and petrol available. There was a mechanic available for in case there's a tire issue, and there was there's shops over there. People have constructed small huts which they give for rent. So, and I know personally that these people do mention that that we earn a little bit more and we can survive for another 3-4 months with what we earn in the 10 days that people visit the Cholistan desert. And it's not only the racers that contribute to it. There are a lot of people who come from areas like Bhawarpur, Multan, and areas around the desert where they add to this boosting the economy of that area. And similarly Gwadar, similarly Jhalmaksi, similarly Bolan, Thal, I feel that motorsports is contributing in a very big way to boost the economy of these people. Tourism is boosted, and plus the whole world gets to find out that this sport is being conducted over here. And we've had a lot of people who've come and either raced or just visited the desert with us during our rally season, and they've been blown away with our terrain and with our hospitality, and they've actually left Pakistan crying because they've always they've felt the love food. I think it's a big step towards a very positive way, because they become ambassadors for motorsports of Pakistan when they go back. So I think it is a very positive thing for Pakistan, and especially then when they see the women racing, and then women coming off. This year I had about 50 women who were standing on the start line, and they flagged me off. So it was so amazing. I had two old ladies who were standing there. They were really old. I think they come from Multan or Bhavalpur, and I actually got out of my car and I hugged them and I kissed them and I took their blessings before I went for my race. And they were like, I was touched. They were really touched, and I felt touched that they were there. And they said कि हमने आपको दूर से देखा और हम आपको see off करने आए. So I think these things mean a lot to me, and they it gives me a lot of happiness. And just knowing that I have their blessings and their prayers. Going into the desert, it's not easy. It's very challenging, very tough. Anything can happen. But when you know that people are praying for you and you're confident about that, I think it takes you a long way.
Absolutely, and I think that is the highest level of satisfaction when people come up to you and they remember you and they look up to you as idols. So that is absolutely brilliant. Thank you so much, Tushna, for letting us know about that. I'm sure viewers would really appreciate all the insights that we are getting. So guys, we will now be moving on to the first segment, very exciting segment of our show, and that is the rapid fire round. So we're going to try hard to keep the responses extremely rapid and extremely spontaneous. Let's power through this segment. Can you guys hear me?
Yeah, sure. Yeah.
Okay, great. So the first question is, I can see it, Ronnie laughing. Who is in charge of the house?
Who's written that? I need to find out.
I don't know.
Well done. Good question. It's a joint effort. We've divided boundaries. I take care of the vehicles. I take care of the logistics. I take care of the rally bit. Tushna takes care of the business, the education business that we're in. The house Tushna takes care of. Majority of it Tushna takes care of.
So she's in charge of the house.
Yeah, she's in charge of the house.
Okay, great. Let's move on to the next question. Which one of you is more responsible?
Let Tushna answer that.
I am.
Okay, great. That's a direct answer. Next question.
Definitely goes without saying.
Ever thought about leaving Pakistan and migrating?
Never.
Oh, I love you guys. I haven't either.
My heart, my soul, my everything is Pakistan.
Okay. Who talks more?
Sorry?
Who talks more?
Who talks more?
Tushna.
Okay, next question. You could trade lives with anyone for a day. Who would it be and why?
You're asking me?
Yes. Anyone?
I would be myself. God has been kind to me, and I am what I am, and people love me for what I am. And even if in my next life I would request God to bring me back the way I was in my previous life.
Okay, great. Next question. Who inspired you to become a rally driver?
Nobody did, actually. I have a very dear friend, Khurshid. When we used to race on this, Khurshid's been my childhood friend since 1978. And whenever we used to race on the streets together, Khurshid used to have a very indirect way of motivating me to race. And he used to always inspire me with Formula One stories. And, at the back of his mind, he always never said it in so many words, but he always said that I was a very good driver. So, in those days when you're wild, you got a lot of other things going on in your life. You're climbing the ladder, a lot of other diversions in life. So racing is something I never focused on as such. And I always had Khurshid's words in mind that, don't waste your time, get into something serious. And, eventually God put me into these things and put me into this family. And we cultivated this family, and we are where we are right now. Thanks to Khurshid, he really motivated me very well.
Absolutely wonderful. Okay, next question. One of your most memorable performances?
Oh God. That's a very good question. Somebody, whoever's written this. In the initial days, हम उर्दू में जैसे कहते हैं कि जी जंगल में मोर नाचा किसने देखा? In those days, there was no press. Press.
No media.
Nobody. There was no media. There would be hardly any coverage we would get, and those were our wildest days, where we would spend 3 nights in the desert, getting stranded in cars that are broken, and sleeping in sand and old schools, and we went through a rough patch. That was the building stage. Today we have a sense of confidence that whatever we see now, we tell ourselves we've been there, we've done that. Let us teach the new generation how to do it better. Not make the mistakes we have made, and to improve them, and to feel that we are giving something back to the system, which is my main goal. I've told my wife as well. I've told my son as well, who's racing now, who's navigating now, that you need to give something back to your system. This is how systems flourish, and this is how they grow up, and this is how they become big. And this is what I've told all my racing friends, that you have to give something back to your country, because you have got so much out of your country. हम लोग ना शुक्र हैं. हम लोग को और अप्रिशिएट करना चाहिए पाकिस्तान को, कि जी हम लोग पाकिस्तान में पैदा हुए, पाकिस्तान ने हमें सब कुछ दिया.
Absolutely wonderful, and I absolutely agree. So the next question is, if you could get yourself anything, what would you get? Anything in the world. Your favorite thing. Tushna, would you like to answer this? Do you have some favorites apart?
Not really, but I think I can answer for Ronnie. I think one thing that you would actually need is a fully blown rally prepared vehicle, which would just on which he could just blow everybody away with.
Wonderful. Okay, so next question. Who is your favorite person?
I would take it a different way.
Oh, sorry.
I'm sorry, with all the love I have for Tushna, I would take it another way. My focus right now is not coming first, second, or third. I've been through that. It doesn't bother me anymore. What I'd like is, I want to keep racing. I'm 58 years old. I want to keep racing. I want to be united with my friends. I've got a great amount of lovely friends in this whole racing world, all over the world. And my happiness is being with them, spending time with them. Winning and losing doesn't matter to me anymore. I've gone mature. I really don't, I'm not that petty where I really have to fight for 2 seconds to win. I'm beyond that now. I'm not interested. But I want to be with my friends. I love them dearly. I love them immensely. And this is what my real happiness is in life.
Wonderful. So the next question that we have is, who is your favorite person in the world?
Why don't you ask Tushna that?
Tushna, would you like to answer the question?
Well, I would say I wouldn't, the word favorite, maybe, but I think I hold my son very close to my heart. So I think I would say, I wouldn't say favorite, but he's somebody who's very close to my heart. So he's priority in my life.
Okay, great. So the next question. With such an exciting yet busy lifestyle, what is your secret to happiness? And I think we've talked about this before this question could be answered by you guys. You've answered it, that just the
yeah. So basically, our happiness is going to the desert, being with our friends, partying with them, giving it our best shot, giving racing our best shot, giving that day the best shot, and just being back home with our family. And I think that's the happiness that we get out of the whole thing.
Absolutely. Okay, next question. So this is a signature question that goes with the title of our show, and you guys can complete this. Ghabrana nahi kyunke?
Tomorrow is another day.
जिंदगी अल्लाह देने वाला है, जिंदगी अल्लाह देने वाला है.
बिल्कुल, बिल्कुल ऐसा ही है. Okay, guys. For rapid fire, and we got some great responses from you guys. So let's take the conversation a little further. I think Ronnie, you mentioned, or Tushna, you mentioned that your son is now also come into this field and come into this sport, and he's also part of rally racing. So as parents, do you ever fear that this is a dangerous sport, or you guys, do you ever fear as your son? I know as a hobby you feel like this is something that it's probably in his blood, but do you do fear sometimes with the danger that sport?
Yes. I had always dreaded this game, that he would want to come race with us. So this was a fear that I had from the day he was born, maybe. But I think till he was 14, 15, he never showed uh, an interest in racing, motorsports. He was not so motivated towards it. But I think in the past 1 year, he just got glued to it, just like I got roped into it. He got roped into it. So definitely, as I told you, I do hold him very close to my heart, and I was not very happy for him to get into this racing world. But obviously, for whom he was navigating, I had 100% faith and trust in. So that's why I think I was really happy that he was with one of the best top racers of Pakistan, and he was going to learn from the best, and he was not going to make any of these silly mistakes which newcomers make. So basically, he's going to learn from somebody mature, and this is what exactly his experience was like. So as long as he's sitting with somebody initially for at least 1 or 2 years, and learning from them indirectly, I think I have confidence in him participating. But obviously, when he's going to go behind the wheels himself, it's going to be a different story, and I really don't know how I'm going to be able to handle it at that point.
Spoken like a true mother, Tushna. That's wonderful.
Thank you.
Okay, so when you're part of these, Tushna, when we spoke before, you told us how every month you have to go to a new location, different jagon pe jo hai ye rallies they take place. So how do you manage that kind of a routine, like managing the house and you're like a regular family, and then the season of rally race car driving comes in, and a couple of months you're away from home. So how do you manage that all together?
Okay, so basically our rally season starts in August. We have the Sarfaranga, which is the cold desert rally near Skardu. That's in August, and it's only a 3-day event. So basically, you go and you come back home after 3 or 4 days of racing. Then we have the Thal rally, which is in Multan. So we have very good friends in Multan, so we camp up with them. So basically, again, we're there for a week and we come back home. And then we have the Jalmaksi rally, which is again home to us. So we camp there for 5 to 6 days, during the rally period. And then we go back home. And then again, we go to Cholistan in February So Cholistan is we spend longer time in Cholistan because it's a as I said, it's the Cholistan 500. So to do a recce before a race, we always have to do a recce, which is you go and see the track, and however many times you go, it's better for you because you get more used to the terrain, and you get you try to make less mistakes every time that you go. You check on your tire pressures, you test your car. So to do the 500, it takes a couple of days to master the track. So Cholistan is usually a full 10-day camping party kind of a thing. So it's basically it's not that we leave home from October and we come back in February. That's not the way it works. It's just those few days that we have to go, and it's usually incorporated during a weekend. So it's like if Cholistan, the basic racing days are Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. So, you're welcome to go as many days before Thursday into the desert. You come on Wednesday, you come on Monday, you come on Friday. That's totally up to the racer himself. So, and it's usually a weekend, and definitely when my kids were young and I was not taking them with me, my mom and, my support at home, my maids were, very supportive, and they took care of my children behind me, and I could go race without it. I was stress free, and I could go race.
Absolutely wonderful. Guys, we're going to now move on to another segment of our show. And in this segment, we're going to be a little more rapid, and we're going to show you a couple of pictures are going to pop up, and we want instant one-word comments from you guys. When you see those pictures, your instant reactions need to be captured on camera. So are you guys ready for some fun?
Yeah.
Okay, great. So can we have the presentation up, please? Let us see these wonderful personalities and get some exciting reactions.
Oops.
There's a little bit of a lag in the today, but that is the world we live in. It is all part of the game. First picture up. And go on again. Okay, back up.
I hope he delivers what he says.
I would give him a 10 on 10 as a sportsman.
Okay, next picture.
Sweetheart.
Leave that to Ronnie.
Love him.
Yeah. Okay, next.
Diesel.
Diesel. Okay, next.
Well done, mashallah. Keep your name, Pakistan's name high.
Absolutely. Next picture.
Oh, get well soon.
I hope so.
Yeah.
One of the greatest people in motorsports.
Oh, rest in peace.
How can you shame the shameless?
Gada. What did Chor? What did he say?
Don't
do it.
What if you are coming?
Can you see us both?
Oh,
Yeah.
Where did you get this from? Where did you get this from?
We have some, some sources that we can get some stuff.
Doomsday.
All right. 27th November 1999.
You still remember the date. Okay, great.
Who doesn't?
I'm bad at
Okay.
the number. Can you see us both?
Yes, I can.
Okay.
Okay, so do we have any other pictures coming up?
Oh my God.
Trouble.
Big trouble.
Okay, next question.
That's Tushna in Hub Rally.
That's a good jump.
I was her navigator.
Wonderful.
All four wheels up.
All four wheels up. Guys, it was an absolute pleasure to have you guys on the show, and we got to know so many great things because as I spoke to Tushna before as well, she even said that you seem clueless about these the rally race phenomena that is in Pakistan, and that is the reason why I wanted you guys to be on the show and make people aware of people like me, especially aware of the amazing things that you guys are doing and really putting Pakistan in such a positive light, not only locally but also at a global level. And it is an absolute pleasure to see our own Pakistanis that are so true to their nation and they're doing wonderful things out there. So thank you so much, guys, for giving us time and being on the show.
Thank
My
you.
biggest thanks goes to Pakistan itself. It's, I think, one of the greatest countries. We don't appreciate it, but Pakistan is our heart and soul. We chose to spend the rest of our lives here, and we have no regrets at all.
Pakistan Zindabad. And thank you for having us on the show.
Wonderful. Thank you, guys. Thank you so much. Guys, that brings us to the end of the show. Thank you so much for joining us. Do stay tuned. अगर किसी भी वजह से आप हमारा live show नहीं देख सके, तो you can always go to our YouTube page, EVENEMENT Pakistan. Subscribe कीजिए, like कीजिए, and you can catch the show later. Khudafis from my side, and do stay tuned for a lot of other fun shows that are coming up. So take care and Allah Hafiz.